test the veg system. The truck says minus 19 centigrade. And the weather channel says it's minus 28. So, somewhere between minus 19 and minus 28 centigrade. Normally I hang this GoPro from the ceiling here, but it's too cold for it to stay. It just keeps falling down. So yeah, everything's just too cold. To the shop to light the fire, run the stove for a little bit, and then I gotta go do Christmas errands. So no shop work today, but being the airport's minus 28, that's where my shop is. I gotta go check on it. So perfect time to do a veg test of the veg system. I'll turn this heater on there. That's the filter heater. That'll warm that filter up. So you saw that oil that's in the veg oil that's in that jar. Well, that's the consistency of the oil that's in my tank right now. So that's all got to be heated up here. So here's my test samples again. Some of this I've mixed up. Oh, this is 40 weight oil. Straight out of my truck. That's 40 weight, look at that. That's what it flows like at minus 20 plus. This is motor oil and 10% gasoline. And this is that sample of pure veg oil. So I'll bring it in. So for the airport, which is about 25 minutes from here, it says it's minus 28 Celsius. Yeah, an extreme cold weather warning. So this is a great test for the veg system. There you go. Oh goodness. So that's what's sitting in the tank of my truck right now. And you guys know that that is not going to work if it's not heated. See that? Look at that. It's like applesauce. Okay. Pretty much the same as applesauce. And that's what I'm burning in my truck. So I'm headed to the shop and we'll see if it burns this. In the time that's all got to be heated up in the next few minutes or so, next 10 minutes, and then start burning it. So yeah, the veg system has been working great. The only issue I had was that long trip I went, that 700-mile trip. I had fuel pressure fluctuations, and I still haven't repaired that. So that is due to a restriction in the line from the large tank to the small tank, and it's not feeding the small tank. So that will be fixed in the next few days here before I do that trip down to Vancouver. bring you back when we get to 150, and we'll switch it over to veg. All right, we're at 150, so we'll switch it over to veg now. And watch the pressure on the top right; it will drop down, and with any luck, it doesn't quit. Yeah. So we're on veg now, and that's it. Minus. The clock says minus 20 here, so, and then we'll run the rest of the day on veg oil. So the top right of the gauge is the fuel pressure, so I'll show you that fluctuation I'm talking about. And then when I get to the shop, I'll explain what I'm talking about, why it's doing that. So we're not far from the shop now, so I'm going to flick it back to diesel again, or switch it back to diesel, and make sure that all that veg is purged out. Because it will not start if you stop it in this weather on veg oil. So back to diesel, and the fuel pressure is going to go up again, and then stabilize back down again. So now we're running on diesel again. So I've got about just less than a mile to go to the shop. We're on diesel. Well, the good news, they plowed the grounds here, so tomorrow I can come out and grab that Diamond T and work on that F550 cab. So yeah, out at the shop, my temp gauge says minus 23. And we're back on diesel again. And I'll show you why it's doing this. And why we're having fuel fluctuations, and the strategy I'm going to use to fix that. So those are the heated coolant lines. You can see the steam coming off them. This is a fuel line from that 50-gallon steel tank to the aluminum 20-gallon. And that fuel line has 1/4-inch fittings, and it's a 3/8 line. It's too small. So the fuel is vacuum drawn from this tank here to this one here. So as fuel's drawn out of this tank, it's resupplied. The fuel level tries to go down here, it pulls a vacuum on this tank, and it draws fuel. So there's no pumps required or anything like that. It worked really good when it was warm, but now it's suffering with the cold weather. So I'm going to upgrade that to 1/2 inch, and that should fix my issue. Or I heat this big tank, which I don't want to do. The small tank is heated. Well, there you go, guys. That's it. Have a bit of an issue here. Yeah, we got a fuel leak. So we'll have to investigate what that is. Maybe I'll have to bring the Ford into the shop. Got lots of fuel pressure. So I brought the truck in to fix this leak, and it's this hose in here. Yeah, so I wasn't planning on doing any work today, but stuff happens. As you saw there, we blew out a fuel line. It's probably caused by a bit of ethanol. When I first started doing the 10% mix, I cut it with ethanol and probably weakened that hose. And I've recently hooked up the alright guys, it's the camera's getting too cold and it keeps shutting off, so I removed the guilty party here, and it's this hose here burst. Like I said, I suspect it's the methanol that was in the fuel, or ethanol I should say, that's in the fuel I was mixing early on. So I should upgrade all my other hoses on this engine so that doesn't happen to the rest of them. Alright, we replaced the hose and no leaks. So it looks like I'll have to upgrade some of these hoses to the all steel braided. So start it up and check the leaks. So there you have it, guys. That's the the fuel leak corrected. Trials and tribulations. So it looks like I have to do a little bit more work on the fuel system. Change those suction hoses to higher grade hoses, and should fix the issues. Again, thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.